All right, test corrections time for Unit 9, circles and angles. Okay, let's get going. Number 1, which of the following best describes pi, the square root of the area of a circle? Well, not sure what that means. So that would not be it. B says the ratio of the radius of a circle to its diameter. Well, we know that we get the circumference by multiplying pi times the diameter, not times the radius. That's not it. C, which some kids probably thought it's a good distractor, is the radius of a circle times 3.14. No, it's the diameter. D was the correct answer. We haven't talked about this much, but the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. So this is the formula for finding circumference. Well, if I wanted to find pi, I would divide both sides of the equation by the diameter. And I would find that circumference divided by diameter is equal to pi. So the correct answer was D. That's the magic number that shows the relationship between the diameter of a circle and its circumference. That's what pi is. Number 2, what is the circumference of this circle? Well, the first thing you needed to do was find the diameter, which is 36. Well, that's not the answer. We're looking for the circumference. Circumference. Circumference is 2 pi r, like spinning in a car. Or I prefer pi d. So it was simply 3.14 times the diameter, which was 36. So first find the diameter and then multiply by pi. Correct answer was, I believe, exactly 113.04. But since pi is irrational, we're rounding. That was the closest answer. Correct answer was B. Number 2, the diameter of the circle. Well, I already found that one for you. It would simply be 18 times 2. Shouldn't have missed this one. 18 times 2 is 36. And the last one for this picture, area of the circle. Well, you should have written down area equals pi r squared. Now I know it's easy to just use your calculator, but isn't it easier to get it right when you write the formula? And then substitute. Pi is 3.14. The radius is 18. So it's 3.14 times 18 squared. And that would be A. None of the answers are even close. So I'm assuming that if you missed this, you used the wrong formula. The radius is 18. It would be pi times the radius squared. 7 has a picture of a cup, but it says radius of the circular opening. So it's really about the circle. The radius is 4, and we're trying to find the circumference. So once again, if the radius is 4 centimeters, then the diameter would be 8 centimeters. And looking at the math chart, to find the circumference, it would be pi times the diameter, or 3.14 times 8, which is about 25. Just in time for a joke. What color is a burp? Purple! And there's got to be a better joke than that. I used to have a dog that did magic tricks. It was called a labracadabra. A labracadabra, get it? Okay, I'll keep working on my joke series. Number 6, a circle has a diameter of 10. So I'm going to draw a picture of the circle. and the diameter is 10. A lot of this test was about understanding the vocabulary. The diameter is 10, so the radius would be 5, and the circumference would be about pi times 10, which is about 31. Correct answer was B. A couldn't be right because if the diameter is 10, how could the radius be 20? The radius is, after all, is shortest. C, again, the radius can't be 20. The radius is shorter. D had the radius is 5, but the circumference is 15. Well, the circumference would be 10 times pi, because circumference is pi times diameter, which would be 3.14 times 10, which would be a little more than 30. So the correct answer was B as in boy. So again, draw pictures, use examples for your vocabulary, show the formula. Take the time to write the formula. Number 7. Wow, this was really an easy test, guys. Michael drew a circle and labeled the center S. He used the expression 12 pi to find the circumference. So if the circumference is pi times the diameter, and the circumference is 12 pi, then the diameter must be 12. Makes sense because it's 12 times pi. The radius would therefore be 6. So the correct answer was D, with a radius of 6. A is wrong because it has a diameter of 6, and the diameter is 12. Number 8. Alondra is placing a ribbon around the outside rim of a table. The table has a diameter of 3 feet. So this table is a circular table. How long will the ribbon need to be to go around the table? Well, seems pretty easy to me. It would be circumference is pi times d once again. Circumference is 3.14 times 3. Pretty easy answer. The answer was A, about 9. Easy problems, guys. Not sure what happened on this test. Not much work. Why do you never see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're good at it. Get it? They're good at hiding. Now this part I can understand you struggling with, although it's still vocabulary. Angle, try saying that fast. Angle, QVP is QVP, right here. And PVU would be from P to V to U, this one down here. So what's the relationship? Well, they're next to each other. Other than that, I don't really see a relationship. Complementary means they add up to 90, and these two do not make a right angle, although it's close. Supplementary is 180, not true. Vertical means they're opposite, across from each other, and that's not true. They are adjacent. They are next to each other. Just vocabulary. You should have used your notes. Number 10, what is the measure of angle PVU? Well, PVU is vertical to angle RVS, which means that it's equal. Angles across from each other, opposite each other, would be equal. So this one was easy. The answer is right there, 63. All you had to do is look. And you can see they're both acute. You could have used some context to see 15 would be really ridiculously small, so would 33. 117 would be obtuse. You can see that this is not an obtuse angle. It is an acute angle. So you could have estimated. Now these angles are supplementary, and supplementary means they add up to 180. So it says 36, and then I would have to add 3 x's equals 180. The question is, find the value of x. Some of you may have tried to find the value of the angle, but that's not the question. So initially I would subtract 36 from each side, and I would find that that is 144. 3 times something equals 144, turns into a division problem, and it eliminates a because a is the entire angle. This angle is 144, but it asked you for x, and the angle says 3x. So 144 divided by 3 is 48. Divide both sides by 3, and x would be 28. Now you could plug 28 into this equation and you would see that it would work. So the key is setting up this equation, 36 plus 3x equals 180. Substitute each of these answers in, see which one works. Not hard if you follow instruction. Again, substitution. These two are complementary. They complete each other, which means they add up to 90. You can see that it's marked 90. So it's 35, that angle, plus 4x plus 7 equals 90. If you didn't know anything else, you could have plugged in all of these numbers, or each of these, for x to see which one works. Not hard. What I'm going to do is combine the two constants, 35 and 7, and that's 42. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 42 off of each side. And then I'm left with 4 times something equals 48. So it's a division problem at the end, because for 4 x's, I would need to divide into 4 parts, and x is 12. Now you didn't have to do that. Once you set up the equation, 35 plus 4x plus 7 equals 90, you could have plugged in 12, and you would have seen that it would work. I'll prove it to you. $35 plus 4 times 12 is 48, plus 7. If I add these 3 numbers together, they would add up to 90. So you could have substituted. So the key on this test was vocabulary and substitution. This was not a hard test. We should have done better. Let's figure out what we did wrong and do better the next time we're asked these same questions.